Hulk Hogan is reportedly added to Ric Flair's final match. Plus, a major Raw star is taking time off. And there's a big change to a title match at Hell in a Cell. It's all in the wrestling news right now. That awkward moment when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. Hey?
You know what, Tom?
Hey.
Sometimes you come in, you look at the news, it's like, oh, there's some heavy stuff to talk about there. Or it's like, oh man, there's not any really great news to talk about there. I'm buzzing this morning. I was really, really excited on my way to work because I get to talk for 4 or 5 minutes with you about Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair in 2022. We've got the best jobs in the world, Tom. Let's bloody do it. Come on.
Let's get into it before somebody kicks off about me taking too long to get into the news. So, on Wrestling Shoot Interviews, Brian Blair from the Killer Bees.
Patoy.
That's the one. Yeah. Let it slip that Hulk Hogan will be coming out of retirement to wrestle Ric Flair at StarCast 5. So, Brian Blair said, and I quote, "I'm looking forward to seeing Flair and Hogan at SummerSlam." We think he meant Starcade, unless there is some...
Starcast. I think he meant Starcast.
See, not me and Brian Blair, neither of us can get it right. But unless there's some dark forces at work and it's SummerSlam.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
He backtracked after this when the interviewer said, "Oh, so are you confirming that Hogan is in that 6-man match?" And Brian went, "No, I think I just read it on the internet."
Yeah, of course you did.
He let it
slip. He's ballsed up there, hasn't he?
The only time I've read this on the internet is an article that says, Brian Blair hints that Hulk Hogan replaces Ric Flair. Faces Ric Flair. When asked about Flair and Hogan stepping into the ring, you know, at their age and with health issues, Brian Blair answered, "I think if Rick were going to die anywhere, he'd want to die in the ring. Terry's had his fair share of surgeries, way too many, and I'm getting ready to call Terry in a couple of minutes. I just wish them the very best. I know the fans are ones that have been really egging this on, and they really want to see it. So it sparked them. All I can say is it'll be interesting. I just pray they both come out in one piece." To which he then rang Hogan and went, "Oh, sorry, mate, I think I've ruined it." Go on.
What do you mean, go on?
Go on.
What do you mean, go on?
We've done the news bit.
Yeah.
The news is, you've got the news now. Calm down.
Tom,
editorial.
I've got nothing really to add to this. In that, you know, Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan are both legends. In the same way that Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy were both legends. So I think this could be a really, really good exhibition match for them both. I would hope that Ric Flair puts over Hogan. Hogan is the younger man, and I think he's probably got quite a bright future ahead of him. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does next. I've heard rumors that he's gonna do NXT 2.0, but they might put him in NXT UK first. Just to get him a bit of experience before he gets there. And honestly, I think that this what's his name? Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea, could probably do some really, really good stuff. You think about dream matches potential, like Austin Theory, Finn Balor, or maybe you match him up with some other legends. Rey Mysterio, I can imagine them working really, really well together.
Hogan can take a Frankenstein, a Defo.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I just wish them the best, and really do hope that they don't die in the ring. Because this is mental.
You were doing so well, mate. You were doing so well.
Hey, listen, I'm really glad that Conrad is the guy that's putting this together, because it's going to need a pissing lot of insurance. What is going on? What's going? So right, my thinking is this might be a 6-man still, and you've got Team Hogan versus Team Flair. There are people that will pay to see some strutting and some earring or whatever that's called, and they'll make a pretty penny off this. I can't blame them or anything. It is just bonkers, isn't it? It is just bonkers. Mad.
It is bonkers. I'm excited so we'll have the Ric Flair headlock takedown and Hogan cupping his ear to the chance of "You still got it." Get it on Fight. If you can't be there in person, get it on Fight. Yeah, I think they have to still do the 6-man option.
Oh yeah, surely.
There has to be. So Flair and the original setup was Flair and FTR hypothetically, I don't think Tony Khan had signed off on that yet, versus Ricky Steamboat and the Rock and Roll Express, to which Ricky Steamboat went, no, they asked me, and computer says no.
Yeah, and he was gonna do it, and then he said, "No, I don't want to ruin my legacy here.
Yeah,
bring in Hogan.
I don't want to ruin my legacy. I don't want fans to see that as my last bit in the ring." And Hulk Hogan goes, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Too right,
brother, be right, be right, brother, be right. So look forward. There we go. That's a thing that's happening. Well done, everybody.
Can we do live reactions for that?
Mate, I'd be delighted to.
I'd really, really like to.
We should
watch
actually.
That live. It's not something that I want to miss.
Well, I'm up for it.
Awesome.
A little live work admin as well. Get in. Let's go to Monday Night Raw, where decrepit old fogey Randy Orton is finally having some time off. God. Why don't you just retire already? He's so old.
Yeah,
he is so old.
Put him out to pasture.
Put him out to pasture. He's done now. What was that? An RKO? Well done, mate. Get a sprightly Terry Bollea in there instead.
Right, yeah, he's gone for a bit. Riddle kicking off the show saying that Orton suffering back problems before the match on SmackDown, and they were exacerbated by the Usos in their unification match and the beatdown and all that sort of stuff. Riddle said that we may have seen the last of RK Bro and indeed the last of Randy Orton.
Well, that's not true.
No, it's not true, obviously. But it's, you know what? I love Orton. I went through the same period that I think a lot of wrestling fans went through with the whole another headlock, Randy, Blandy Borton, and all that stuff, like 10 years ago or so. But the guy has reinvented himself numerous times. And when he's on, he is on. And he's so much fun to watch. And I'm loving the partnership with Riddle, which is also a partnership that I didn't enjoy for the first few weeks. I'm so glad to have been proven wrong on that.
We both said, didn't we, after we went to the show in Newcastle, like Randy got tagged in, and he was great fun.
Yeah, he is.
He was really good at doing nothing for ages, and then he was just... And he's excellent at it.
Like that's what he's done for such a long time. Like he'll come in, and you talk about Cena's 5 moves of doom, but Randy Orton... Boom, one of those, vintage Orton DDT, and then try for the RKO, probably gets dodged a couple of times, hit the RKO, massive pop. But when he's a baby face and when he's having fun, you have fun too, don't you? It really is. It's great. And I'll miss him. I don't know how long he's going to be out. I would imagine it'll be not much more than a month.
The Wrestling Observer over the weekend mentioned that Randy Orton is potentially down to face Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
So the plan is for it to be Riddle and then Orton and then potentially Drew Clash at the Castle. Which actually, this all really makes sense. Like, Roman is a complete bastard to Riddle, and then Randy comes in, saves his mate, and then you get the Roman-Orton match. And I don't think Orton is going to go over there or anything. But I actually think that's a really fun story to tell and a good way to invest your time heading into SummerSlam.
It's a story that we won't hear told at Hell in a Cell, which is the next WWE premium live event coming up. And it'll feature now a triple threat match for the Raw Women's title, won't it, Adam?
It certainly will. Last night, Becky Lynch defeating Asuka in a match where she would be added to the Women's title match at Hell in a Cell if she won. Finished seeing Asuka go to kick Becky, accidentally hit Belair, clumsy. Asuka barely made it back in the ring from a 9 count, then got rolled up by Becky as she got in. It's one of those roll-ups that I didn't actually mind. I know people really pile on roll-ups, and they're done way too often in WWE. And I've got mixed feelings on that, right? Because actually, I get bored of your big finisher is the one that always ends the match. I like the sort of unpredictability of it. You can get caught at any time. It makes it, to me, feel a bit more like a real sport, right?
Yeah.
It's like, caught me off guard. There you go. But maybe they go to the well too often.
But that was, as you say, it was a different kind of roll-up.
Yeah, it was. I think it was really well executed. So the Hell in a Cell card, as it shapes up now, Bianca Belair versus Asuka versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. Triple threat action, very nice indeed. Bobby Lashley versus Omos and MVP. That's a handicapper. Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens as well, which is not a match that I thought we would ever see on pay-per-view, but I'm a big fan. You, I remember, weren't a fan of Little Zeke. Can't call him Big Zeke.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't sold on the Ezekiel thing initially.
Have you turned?
I'm enjoying it a bit more now.
Okay,
I think Kevin Owens' comedy chops have certainly made it.
Yeah.
I always choose to be happy rather than right.
Totally.
Always choose to be happy rather than right. And I was wrong when I said, "Oh, this isn't working." I'm enjoying it more now. So.
Yeah. Fair
always
play.
nice to come round.
And you know what? Ezekiel is over. He is over. He's getting really big crowd
I just
reactions.
hope Elias comes back at some point.
Yeah, it would be nice to see them reunited.
Yeah.
And finally, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. That is the only match so far confirmed as being inside the cell itself.
Exactly. And that'll be probably your main event. I'm going to predict.
Yeah, I guess with Roman off the card. No, I think probably the triple threat there for the
you
Raw Women's
reckon?
title. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Unless they put that in a Hell in a Cell. Which I don't think they will.
That's true. You should finish with the
Cody and
match,
Seth.
shouldn't you?
And Cody's on the poster, front and centre. So I think...
Like that stuff with last week when they started doing the countdown to Cody stuff. Do you see it? It's like the countdown graphic. It's like Cody is going to be on air in 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's like, that is big. They are properly investing in Cody.
They are
it's awesome.
Do you know what? I'd like to see the young, sprightly Cody Rhodes maybe working with a youngster like Terry Bollea.
That could be good.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
That could be really good.
You know, those two could have a 40-minute knockdown drag out.
Because obviously Cody's dad, Stardust, had a great series of matches in the territories, the NWA, with Terry's old man. Terry.
Oh, he's old Terry Boulder, I think his old
Terry
man was.
Boulder, that's it.
Back when it was called the Wacky World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah, that's the one. And
The Triple WE, as it was known.
and Terry Boulder was obviously the son of Mr. America.
Yes,
They brought him down the line, but he was a bit out of it by then. He
I
was a bit out
enjoyed
of
his
shape.
comeback in 03, his granddad.
Yeah, it was nice to see him, but he clearly didn't have it in 03. I can't imagine what it'd be like in 2022.
Glacial. More news and great wrestling conversation throughout the day at Cultaholic.com. Watch the classic Raw review dropped yesterday where we talk about the huckster back in 1995 when wrestling fans thought Hulk Hogan was over the hill.
Yeah.
In 1995,
In 95.
they were doing the huckster on Monday Night Raw. We talk about it on the podcast feed and on the Patreon. Anyway, stay safe. Love you, bye, brother.